just bugging.
I'm going to use a heat gun and make sure all this is sealed down on this top edge here, and then I'm going to lay some more insulation down and another insulation, the padding on top of that, and then I'll get to the carpet. But I want to lay some speaker wires underneath here, under the carpet and under the insulation. I'll put on after this wrap, and for any future speakers somebody wants to put on in, and then there'll probably be 4 small wires for anything someone's going to run to the back. Maybe they want to put LED lights on or something, and you know, they want to go up to the front, and you know, it gives them a way of doing it cleanly, and it's already underneath the carpet. So you want to think about that. Alright, as you can see, we've got that side down under the battery, where the battery will go. And I like to use the heat gun to get this on. You know, I don't buy the automotive one. It costs a lot more money just because you're going to buy it for automotive use. You can buy the same material at a Home Depot or Lowe's, kind of like a roofing sealing, patch seal, whatever. Same stuff basically. And I like to use a heat gun because of course I'm going to glue my insulation boarding down and then glue the carpet on top of that. So I want to make sure I get a bond on the very bottom, and of course this is a rubberized coating on it after it was painted. So it's going to be quite soundproof. You know, you're not going to have all those typical noises you hear in a bug, because there's going to be a lot of material down here. And then I'm going to take like a gray carpet that I have left over and put it underneath the backs of the seats and everything, just to make it a little quieter. Yeah, it's not black, but really you're not going to see it, you know, so that'll look nice. Now I'll show you how I do this. I'll just take a sheet of it, get an idea of my length. It's not precise. There we go. It looks nice, but there's a lot of contours. So alright, that's about it. But you know, it takes a little bit more time, but better adhesion of it, and it's gonna bond to the floor better. I like doing it this way. Like I said, it makes for a very nice, quiet ride as much as possible with a noisy VW air-cooled motor, which I love to hear. You can see I went ahead and put down some carpet. This carpet kit was bought by one of the people that owned one of the cars I purchased a while back, and he apparently bought the wrong kit for the back. It was for a convertible where the carpet goes up here. So do it the way I wanted to do it, because I don't have all the cardboard pieces that go back here for a Super Beetle. So I just put my carpet down like so, tucked it in here, and then tucked this one and folded it over. It looks nice and clean. I'm happy with it. It is what it is, but I plan on probably putting one of those decks on the back of it, you know, whatever you want to call it, with this for your speakers. They look really nice in the back here, so that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to get on with the rest of this. I'm going to waiting on some more glue to be brought back, and probably going to go ahead and put this chrome heartbrake handle on here. It came with some of the cars I've bought. I got tons of new parts. We're going to get on with the 72 Super Beetle that I've been putting down the insulation in there. I did the rear carpet already. As you can see, I have the whole carpet kit laid out here. Of course, this will be where the rear seat is, and then it goes in between the tracking for the seats, and then here's the side piece that comes back to where the seat belt is, and the pillar at the rear of the door on the right side to be your kick panel on the right side. And then this comes up to where your kick plate is, that inserts at the back before you glue this down. This will be from here, from the kick panel firewall, which, you know, whatever you want to call it, since it's not a firewall, but I guess since your fuel tank's in the front, it still could be a firewall. This goes up, you know, here's the steering wheel column. This goes through the top. This is going to cover over this and this, And then here's your kick plate on the left side, and this is where your pedal assembly is. So I'm going to lay this out in the sun today and do another task, and then I'll get to this when it's nice and warm, and it'll go down a lot easier. I'm probably going to have to go get another can of glue. It was all the insulation I put in. Took a lot of glue, and then a rear kit. I always end up using more glue than I expected. I possibly apply too much, but hey, whatever it takes to get it in there and make it look nice. Right, back to the carpet. Look at that, you got smudges on it. Oh, I'm gonna get that. Well, you know, it's a real pain in the ass to put this carpet in, but gotta do it. Well, I've watched several videos, and see this how this one goes up in here with this, like, whatever you want to call it, teardrop, and then it comes over here, and this is just got the stitching around the edges, so you know that's going to be on top of that. So it appears to me, I've done the carpets before, but I learn as I go better techniques. This one, hold on. Well, sorry to interrupt things with that phone call, but wow, double wow. You would not believe. I mean, I just got started at doing Beetles again last year. I mean, as full time with this just bugging, excuse me. I'm just excited. An outfit out of Mascot called Smash Customs called about rebuilding an engine. Wow, that's cool. Check them out on YouTube. Smash Customs in Mascot. Wow, what a big outfit. I mean, impressive what they can do in-house. Just like what you see on Motor Trend, those restoration shows. Wow. Well, that's exciting. So let's get done with my cancer stick. Let's get back to what we were doing here. So that piece first, and then this is going to come over in here, and then this one is going to come up in here. It'll cover that wiring harness, but you got to get back in here. So I assume I should start with the gluing it right here. That's going to be a real bit, keeping that wrinkle out. Dry it, keep it dry here, and wait for it, because this is where you want the line. So I'm going to get this dry here, and then when this is nice and dry, do the other one, and then I can fold these back and then glue it back in. But I think I should do that one first. But I still want to mock these up, get them see where that one's going to meet there. That'd be sweet, just like that. That's how it's supposed to be, where it's going to go like that. I know the last time I did one, I wish I could have done a few things differently, or started in one area versus where I started initially. And these kind of taped in here, or it stays where I need it. And then take this piece. I've got new pieces for this, and this is a brake line somebody made in a repair in there, and I don't feel like interrupting it. Alright, let's see here. I'll put these pedals later and put my new pads on, whatever you want to call them. Alright, now you want to also not necessarily glue all that down back there. Let it lay down, because you want to be able to access your master, your brake master, so you can replace it, and it's not going to go anywhere once it's laid down there. Get this to the hinge. Alright, and now you want that straight. And I watched one guy, he started on this side, and he wished he would have started on that side, because he didn't have the slack to cover the edge on the right side. So I'm gonna judge which direction I'm gonna go. Now, you know, this piece is gonna go here and hang over, but of course I'm gonna look at them first and set everything up, and then I'll make my final determination of points of starting and stopping. Alright, so see, this is still the braidings on top, so that's going to go over that, and this is going to go over that, and then this is going to meet up in here somewhere, and I see that can be a problem. I see my tape's already moved. Alright, so that's going to go in there. That looks nice. And then you're going to still have these hanging over, and this is going to go on top of that. And we're right to there. And then you can feel where your shifter went and cut it out before or after, but I think I'm going to, whichever way I start on and come halfway up, then I might start to cut it there. I don't know. I'll come up with that at the end. Alright, let me get some more pieces and we'll mock up that. This is going to go here. It's going to have to be trimmed. And that's going to have to be trimmed. So, I'm going to trim these right about where they stop the stitching. And then trim that one. Then that's going to go there. So, that piece first. I think everything lays over the top of that. Then the side pieces. And this piece, and decide which side to start on. Alright, so that, this, and then this. Okay. That's where we are. Alright. Fun. I'm gonna do something I didn't do last time. I'm using a grease pencil, a white one. It'll come off. And I'm going around where I want this to be. And then I'm going to only glue below that line. So not only will it give me a reference to where I want it to be, that's going to give me over there and over here, but I'm also going to know where not to put my glue. Should have done that a long time ago. Got my glue sprayed up in there, as you can see, and it's below my little grease pencil line, and I put glue on this but not on where it's going to go by the pedal and the brake master. Now I'm going to let this sit for about 5-10 minutes because it's only like 63. You apply it too soon, you're gonna learn it wastes time. It just pulls it off the surface and you have it all over the carpet, and the more you do it, the stiffer the carpet gets. So want to make sure it's tacky and it's not wet. You can go over there and touch it every now and then. Right now you touch it, it's just gonna come up on your hand. So alright, I started over there. My lines really helped out a lot right here. A lot of fun, but the final results is what is rewarding. Yeah, I like that line on there. That really helped out nicely. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I have to come back over here and spray a little more glue under there. Seems like there's a lot of glue there. Might not use that rubberized coating anymore. Created a problem with attachment. Alright, well, I guess I can get to that other side. Put that one up. I'm gonna mock that out and go over it with my grease pencil. I've got this side end glued up to about here, and I'm gonna let that harden up, and then I'm gonna pull this back and glue it, and then do what I have to do to get this straightened out right here. So I had to glue that up, like I said, but I'm going to piece this in here. Let's try this again. I keep getting interruptions, but it is definitely busy out there in the air-cooled VW bug world. Let's come down a little bit. And this will go right to there. Alright, that should work. I'm just gonna do this part first so it doesn't move on me. Yeah, you see the speaker wires are already there for somebody that wants to put a stereo in it. Like I said, I'm selling this. I just had a call on it, but apparently since it's not ready to go, I'm not interested. Oh well, somebody needs to commit and put some money down, and I'll put AC in it if you want it, and lower it, and do whatever you want. This is the time to do it. But I am putting the front disc brakes on it. So just tack, and we'll get back to it, and then I'll be most likely jumping over there after this is, and going around there. This takes a long time. Well, here on the front, takes a while. Wait for this glue to be tacky. If not, you're just gonna waste it. A couple of spots that are hard to get the wrinkle down, but I can live with that right there. And this is a pain in the ass. So take your screwdriver and raise this up. It's a little bit easier to get that in under that lip, and get your rubber mallet. Mine's covered from doing the headliner, so I didn't mess up the white headliner. Alright, now you're going to make the trim. You're going to trim that right there, but you don't want to trim it too early. You want to get that too soon. You don't trim it too soon and you get it too short. So right about there. So I'm gonna cut it a little like here first. Alright, this is real fun. I got this in there. It's a bugger to get it underneath that lip. And then of course you bang it down, but be sure you knock it in and get it all the way sunk in there. And then knock this down, and then when you get to the point of gluing, just pull this over and glue underneath there, you know, and make your trimmings before. And I don't like how this is. See how I got it close enough over here? So I'm going to take a piece of this with this edge and glue it there, and then glue this over the top. Alright, well here's where I left off yesterday. I ran out of glue again. Really nice. I glued this piece down to here. I still have this to do, and of course that's after this is done, because it's going to go over it. And I want to flip this completely over here and do this as I go over. And I've already looked, and everything appears to be nice how it's set down. I'm going to go ahead and do this back area first, because there's something I should have already done, is do something about these dingy looking pedals, and I have the new pads for them. So I'm going to just flip this out of my way, and then I can just throw some masking up here and do this while I have a chance. And I didn't like how that I could see through the pedal. I could see some surface and some of the reflective material. So if this happens, like you look like you're going to see where the carpet doesn't meet, you can take another piece of one of your trimmings and go ahead and think about that and put it in the spot, because I mean, it's better than seeing something like, I didn't like how, see, I wanted this to reach and you not to see much green underneath here at the pillar, because this is where you're going to really see everything, is when you're getting in the car and on that side over there. So I like how that turned out. But when you do that, it doesn't reach all the way over here the back, which I can live with that a little better, but I don't want to see the body color and then the white. So I took another piece here and glued it down, and I found a piece where it's stitched along the edges, and then I put that there. Well, of course it's going to happen over there too, so I did that already over there. And you know, no big deal. It's just, who's ever going to know? And doesn't matter, it's all overlapping anyway, so just like that up there, so why not? So like I said, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to get over here and do something about these pedals and everything in detail. These will be sticking out. I do have a brand new boot to go on here, but I'm going to have to work on this cable right here. The bolt's bent, and this nut just barely, it's going to snap. Well, it appears to me like it's very much out of adjustment, and probably because they had wires wrapped all around this, so there's some issue with the part brake assembly. I have to look at that when I get to the rear brake. I'm going to get out the carpet for this and clean up a little bit, and get ready to lay this back area down. Get your pedals painted and detailed before you do this, but I procrastinated. Now I see why. Pain in the ass to work down there and sand it. You know, sand it 220, 320, 400 and wipe it down, and paint. That's the first coat, so it looks nice. I use vinyl black, you know, it's for plastic and everything on the actual accelerator pedal, and then I have new rubber pads to put on here with the pretty little VW symbol on it. Overall, I'm really extremely happy with the appearance of the pedals now. See, I pulled my bolts up right here thick, so I can, easier for me to find this under the carpet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying down the adhesive on this and here, and work my way over. I'll probably stop right in the center. You see, I put a piece of carpet here, and I've had this happen before where I showed the surface through these two folds right here. So I did that to make sure that doesn't show up. We're going to glue this down, of course, after this goes over the hump, and then this will lay over it. So I'm going to be coming over. So let me glue up into here. And so there's where I want my tape. It's up there. I'm going to come right to it. I definitely want to lay it down tight, because it's going to get close. And after I spray the glue, I told my wife to buy a different can, because I had the 90 degree with the green can, which is a little more expensive if you have that adjustable nozzle, but that was mainly for the headliner. And I think I've used 5 cans, so this is the 5th can. And this, you want to be careful with this non-adjustable spray cans. Alright, so I'm using a different glue. I wonder if tack time's going to be a little bit different. Going over the hump right here, it seems to want to curl when I want to put that down, so I figured I would let this dry and hold this down over here and let that dry real well, and I can put this on and then get that when I'm over there once this is dry here, and then all that support should allow me to stretch that and get it where I want it to be. It's looking nice over the hump. There's my 2 bolts. I know that edge right there cut into, but I'm going to decide that with how my boot is going to be in there. So I'm not going to cut this anytime soon right now. Then I got to deal with cutting this out. And what you do is you find your hole, do your dimensions, figure out where you're going to be, cut your hole out, take the whole carpet, and then slide it, the emergency brake through the hole, and then put it down. But you know, start small before you can always go a little bit more, but once you go too large, then that's it. And like I said, I got to replace this cable, so I don't want to do any gluing right there right now when I do. So I guess the boot just sits over the top of it, because of course you're cutting the hole, so it's frayed. So I would imagine cutting the hole just large enough for this to go through and stay there, and then the boot will just cover everything, and your seat sits so close to it anyway. So I imagine that's the way. I think I did that last time on the 78. It's been probably 5 years since I've installed the carpet, but it's not that difficult, but it does take an awful lot of time, especially if it's cold, because you got to wait for that tack time for that glue to work. So everything else is a cakewalk compared to what I've already accomplished. I want to show you this. See how I traced it out with tape where I don't want to go past what the adhesive. Now, one thing I want to point out, remember I showed you put some carpet down here in case that hole shows up. It looks like I'm really lined up real well. Now you see where this kick plate is. See the corner over there? There's carpet right underneath that tape. It doesn't matter. And then the edge is right here. See, that's real close. I probably could have came down a 1/4 inch. You might want to think about that next time. But if I would have came down, then this probably would look funny. But either way, start back here. Get your corner, start back here, and then you get the corner of that. And the carpet's underneath there. And as you see, I go across here. And see, I don't want to get too close to that tape. I don't want to see that white glue. Start in that corner, and then work your way across, and it should be fine. And knock on that corner so it sticks. I can't wait till I get a concrete floor, but one thing at a time. Y'all bear with me. I've had nicer shops, and I've been working in corporate for years with everything applied to me, so give me some time. I know what improvements I need to make and facilities I need to have. I'm pretty busy, so it's looking good. Things are looking up. I like how that turned out over there. Like I said, you need to really try to get it up in that corner. I can see maybe a 1/4 inch of the kick plate, but it's black, and it's no big deal. I had to wipe a little bit of glue off of it, but it's no big deal. You can't see it. And I was expecting this final area because I want to mask it and not get any glue on it. And this one too. Now I pulled it over here, and it fits really nice. You're going to fight wrinkles around where the stick's going to be. That's typical. I went back and shot a little bit of black up in there because it's going to show. I'm going to glue this just right here. It's nice. Real nice. But I can see it's going to be a problem getting it around that pedal. So, let's see, I glued right about here. I'm actually peeling it up a little bit right there. So, I'm going to have to try to keep it, say, like this. As I'm going over, get it to start sticking there. Then tuck it into the pedal. And as I noticed, this cheaper spray glue, throws in a pretty good overspray. So I'm going to do this paper, and I'm going to put it all up in here, determine where my edge is, and I'm doing it. It's looking so nice. I don't want to screw anything up. A little bit more effort. Just be cautious of the overspray of the glue, or you're going to make a mess out of your brand new carpet. Okay, take number 2422. It sure seems like that, putting in this carpet, how long it takes, but anyways, it went over the hump really nice. This stays down just fine. You can actually push it behind there. And I'm going to take a heat gun, and I'm going to get this to soften up a little bit and just lay down, and I'm going to leave it there. And then I put some tape here to show me not to glue past this. Because see, I want to be able to pick this up, when I want to replace the master cylinder, and it pulls up over there like I said earlier. So then this will just lay down in here, and it's going to be fine that way. So I'm glued down to about here, and I put this here to prevent me from running glue across it as I was trying to get the carpet underneath there. Little things like that, you just think about it before you make a mistake, or you'll just make a mistake and then you'll think about it next time. As you can see, somebody made a brake line repair in here, and it routed that way. So instead of going under the pedal where it originally was, I just left it there, secured it, and then put more insulation on it to kind of even it out. And when it goes over it, it's really visible, and your foot's going to sit right in here. You really can't even see it. I don't want to mess with something that doesn't have a problem. It's working fine. A little easier to get to it if you need to repair it there. But anyways, all right, I'm going to run some masking around. I don't want to get any on this carpet I put back there so you didn't see the floor, because they don't cover that area. and mask around here so I don't go on it, and then glue this piece down and get it onto the back and be done with this. I've got my glue down, as you can see, on both sides. And a little paper here to make sure I didn't get any overspray on anything, and then my line here for where I don't want to go above. You learn from experience. Here's my line where I want the carpet not to be glued down underneath the pedals. Something to think about. As a mechanic, I think about those things. I'd like to be able to access that without having to tear the carpet up from the floor. Because this carpet starts to come apart after this cures and you try to come it off this floor. Come on, use your imagination. Picture yourself getting in this car and it's all done. I mean, look at that.
You know, when I see a car like this, first thing I do is I say, would you look at this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
That looks gorgeous. This really looks nice. One more piece to go. And if you all are trying to wonder why I chose the seafoam green, which I call turquoise. I mean, it's basically turquoise, several shades of turquoise. But well, it was intended for a 63 Beetle, and I ended up having to sell that early to finish another project. So I had to paint and I kept it. And then I came across this Super Beetle. I was like, you know what, it's a 72. I bet I could make this thing look a little older than it actually is. So, you know, using this early 60s color. Anyways, that's my reasoning behind the choice of color. But once it's all good, people they've already come around that didn't like it in the first place. They didn't like the motor or something, and then they saw it in person and like, wow, it kind of grows on you. What do you think? Send us a comment. Tell us what you think about the car and where it's going and what your opinion is. I got the e-brake cut out, and like I said, I slid it over it. It was kind of a pain in the ass to get that exactly right. I glued the top, glued one side over, glued this side over. I'm waiting for this to dry. So now I peeled this back, and I'm gonna glue that over. As you notice, I even still had to trim this to get this far enough up in here. I mean, to where it can go in here without pushing. There was a little extra, and I wanted to make sure I'm underneath that. I could have technically gone even further, but I'd rather be too much than short. So I'm going to tuck it under here, and then when the handle goes there under the seat, I know there won't be any floor showing and the carpet's fine. So there you go. It's all finished. Now you could go with some of your extra carpet left over, your trimmings. And you see it doesn't fit in here. I mean, there's no carpet in there. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's under your seats, but if it bugs you, you can put some carpet in there. But I'm extremely happy with the result. It's gonna look nice. You see where the headliner is down there, where the door panels go. All that'll tighten up when the door panel goes in there. And I will probably pull it back and glue it, but I wasn't gonna mess with it until it comes to that point. So just notice that. Other than that, headliner, beautiful. But we're not here for the headliner. There's your carpet install. Any questions? Send us a comment. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Now get out there and do it yourself. The Just Buggin' style. Have a good day. This is G-Man. Out.
Hey guys, it's Dalton. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this process of installing the carpet in the 1972 Super Beetle. And if interested in possibly buying this car, then please contact us through our website. If you guys like this video, then please subscribe, leave a like down below, and leave a comment if you guys are enjoying the process of this restoration. Have a just buggin' of a day.